Have you ever felt far from God? Or have you ever felt like God has distanced himself away from you? Have you ever felt like there are so many things in between you and God that places a distance in between you and him? This is something that we all experience as Christians. As we live in this world, so many times there are a lot of things that comes in between us and God. So many times we are so overwhelmed by the world that we cannot seem to feel the presence of God with us. The Bible in Romans chapter 12 verse 2 says, "And do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God." And from this verse I get an understanding that there is one and but one reason why this distance between us and God comes. It is because so many times we are so much conformed to the world and its patterns and all the things that are happening in the world that we create this distance. But the Bible here encourages us not to be conformed to the world, but instead to be transformed. And how will we be transformed? By a renewing of the mind. Friends, it is possible for this to happen. It is possible for us to have a transformation that leads us to a point where we are no longer conformed, no longer bounded, no longer living according to the patterns of this world. But it can happen only one way. And if you turn your Bibles in Psalms 51 verse 10, the Bible there says, "Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me." Here is one of the greatest kings of Israel speaking. Blessed in all measure by the Lord, yet he found himself in a situation where he committed so many sins at once that he felt this very same separation between him and God. But when he understood and realized how far he had gotten from God, he had but one prayer, and that is that God will create in him a clean heart, and that God will renew within him a new spirit. And in the Bible, the spirit is the heart is equated to the mind. So the same thing that that the book of Romans is calling us to have a transformation of our minds, is the same thing that King David in Psalms asks for. That God would create in him a new heart, a clean heart, and renew a right spirit within him. Friends, we all need this renewal this morning. We all need this transformation to happen in our lives so that we may feel slowly, little by little, that we are getting closer and closer and closer to God. And if there is a better time to start, it is now. And I pray that as you hear and you listen to this short little message this morning, that the prayer of your heart will be that God will create in you a clean heart, and that he will renew a right spirit within you.